Ouschan.
Albin wins the leg.
Ouschan comes into this absolutely brimming with confidence to beat Chang Jung Lin by any score.
Thank you, the first rack.
Is an achievement.
Albin Ouschan the break.
To breeze through 11-1, Carl, what an outcome that was.
Yeah, I can only think you put some kind of break and run package together. Interesting matchup this, for a few reasons. They've got Mosconi Cup history. For a start, Albin has beat Shane in a World Pool Championship final. And both players, well, they're trying to carve out a little bit of history here. Shane, in winning this match, will advance through to the last 16 and have a chance at winning the 6th US Open. That would be a record. Earl Strickland's the other player who's on 5. And Albin, well, if he wins this match and advances, he's trying to do a bit of a double. A World Pool Champion and US Open Champion in the same year. Loser of this match is out.
Yes, and I think it's worth saying that if Shane Van Boening were to be beaten, that would end home soil interest. He's the last American standing.
Okay, there's a lot on the line. I'm sure Shane feels like he give that last match on Francisco Sanchez. That's not taking anything away from Sanchez. But it's not often Shane loses a match from that score. Jason Shaw, he's played some great pool this week.
Extension,
he really has.
please.
He was unlucky against Dennis Grave. He played a perfect match. Dennis played well. Anyone could have won that match in the end, but it was Dennis Grave. But he's losing to Carlo Biado 10-4.
And Carl, there's no doubting the biggest surprise package of the tournament. Rodrigo Geronimo, who in the losers qualification round leads Niels Feijen 6-2.
Yes, I agree, Phil. Can Niels dig deep and make a comeback? Shane's got to be careful here. Well, that's why he's played safe. That's how difficult the pot was, the position.
His defeat against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz must have rocked him to the core. Van Boening, especially the way it happened. If you're just joining us, Van Boening, unbelievably, broke and ran each of the first 5 racks. We were thinking about the possibility of pool perfection, but then he missed the 1 ball with a chance to run rack 6, and from there it was all downhill. In fact, Sanchez Ruiz won 11 of the next 12 racks. Another interesting thing that combines these two, they're both the players who are in the Mosconi Cup, aren't they? Van Boening definitely in the American side, Ouschan definitely in the European side.
Yeah, this has been a good rack from Shane. A few awkward little shots, played a good safety shot.
Van Boening wins the first rack.
As he did earlier, Shane Van Boening off to the superior start. He wins the opening rack. Now Joshua Fuller, as we know, beat Skylar Woodward 11-4. His night's work isn't over. He's got one more match to come against Mieszko Fortunski. But before going off to prepare for that, we grabbed a word with him.
Joshua, thanks for talking to us. I was not going to bother you because you've got a match just minutes away, so thank you very much. That was a fantastic performance against Skylar.
Yeah, I played pretty good. Again, my break wasn't working really well, but I just played better than him. He made a couple of mistakes which he normally wouldn't do, but luckily he did, and then in the end I won 11-4. Yeah.
Are you pleased to be playing again, like right now?
Yeah, well, I can't wait. I mean, it doesn't matter how good I just played. The most important match is right now because this is a qualification match for the last 16.
You're the ultimate professional, Josh. I know you've got to practice now. We'll leave you to practice, but thank you very much and very best of luck.
Yeah, he's a good lad, the title holder.
The second rack. Shane Van Boening the break, leading 1-0.
There's a big crowd in, and you know they are overwhelmingly in support of Shane Van Boening. Can the Americans survive to day 5? It really is amazing how the tournament has changed its structure. The first 2 days it was a succession of very heavy victories for big name players over people we didn't know, enthusiastic amateurs for the most part. Now though, every match is so difficult to predict.
I love the way you put that, enthusiastic amateurs. I'm going to save that one, Phil.
Yeah, playing with the Corinthian spirit, whereas, of course, the top guys, they've got dollar signs. Not that he would anyway, but after his experience against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, SVB will be taking nothing for granted. Happy to be 2-0 ahead, of course he is. But he is undoubtedly of the knowledge that the work is only a fraction over. Later scores coming through. There's still a losers 7th round match going on. Marco Shooter 8-5 upon Konrad Ujinsin. Tough name that is, you know. Ujinsin, I think that's it. It's got so many Z's and Y's and all kinds of funny letters. Ujinsin, that's better.
Conrad will do, Phil.
In the losers qualification, John Morra on the hill against Mickey Krause, 10-6 up. Carlo Biado now 10-5 up on Jason Shaw. Carl's mentioned Rodrigo Geronimo, great name and a great performance so far against Niels Feijen. Mario He, 8-5 up on Oliver Szolnocki. Just starting out.
His third break.
Filler against Fortunski.
Leading to
Oi against Bosch de Bosch. And still waiting for his next. Appleton. Darren will play either Shooter or Conrad. I'm catching on.
Yeah, what a story Canada's John Morra would be if he would to make the last 16 of this US Open. Played all his life holding the cue right-handed, and about 2 to 3 years ago decided it wasn't for him, and now he plays left-handed, Phil.
Yeah, I think his decision was forced upon him by shoulder pain. It really would be extraordinary, wouldn't it? We know about Ronnie O'Sullivan in snooker, switching to left-handed whenever the mood takes him. But to play exclusively right-handed and then all of a sudden exclusively left-handed, as you say, what an achievement if he gets through.
Albin, your choice.
So the push out from Shane. If for some bizarre reason you've just tuned in at this moment, after the break shot, the very next visit can always be a push out. So there you've seen Shane roll the cue ball up top. Albin's having a look. If he likes the shot, he will play it. If he doesn't like the shot, he's going to put Shane back to the table. That's why he's taking a little bit of time. Is he trying to chip the edge of this one ball over towards the purple 5, try and use that as a blocker? That's what he's trying. Doesn't want it on the rail though, because that might... Well, the good thing is he's got a phenomenal cue ball there, because it's going to be very difficult after potting this 1 to get on the 2. So good decision.
Extension, please.
What luxury for the guys already in the last 16 tomorrow. They can sit back and watch the rest of them sweat.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was nearly shot of the tournament. The 1 ball only just rattled. It's a great effort, that.
Extension, please.
He's such a dynamic shot maker. I thought the way he started out against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz was just pure class. But then the 1 ball went astray at the start of the 6th rack, and thereafter the match just drifted away.
Shaw was 10-4 down. He's won 2 racks, 10-6. I remember one year he played Ko Pin Yi, and I'm sure he was something like 10-2, 10-3 down, and he come back and won. He's got the capabilities of doing so what a win that could turn out to be if he does.
Yeah, and the Copeland Yi comeback was the year he captured the title, 2017. With a winner breaks format, there's an inbuilt facility for fightbacks. Pool players always say you can perform well and go out of a tournament. There's always that danger, and I think Shane Van Boening is illustrating that right here. Earlier on tonight he played a pretty good match. It's clear he's in good shape, and yet there are no guarantees.
That shot there for me is Shane Van Boening all over. He's got the speed down off a two-railer to land on the 9 as he takes a 3-0 lead over the world champ.
Yeah, Ouschan won't be panicking yet. He was 4-1 down to Alexander Kazakis this afternoon in an earlier contest. Now this is Shane Van Boening's run so far in the tournament. He was pressed harder by Saeed of Singapore than we thought, then played very nicely against Moritz Neuhaus, and you could tell from his smile when he came off that he was happy and content with the level of his play. But it was the defeat by Sanchez Ruiz that got everyone talking. We thought at one point the Spaniard might not get a shot, and we weren't exaggerating by thinking that, but it all changed around, and now he's got his back to the wall, although he's made a very good start to this contest.
The fourth rack. Shane Van Boening to break, leading by 3 racks to 0.
By the way, on the Jason Shaw watch, 10-7 now. You know the old cliche, Carl, shame there's got to be a loser. That really does apply to this match. You don't want the world champion out, you don't want Van Boening out, but one of them must go.
Canada's John Morra has defeated Mickey Krause. Good tournament for young Mickey Krause. You will be back. John Morra 11-6 there. He's made it through to the last 16.
He makes the balls do what he wants them to do. He's got such great control.
Again, Phil, inch perfect on 9. That sets up an easy 9.
Shane Van Boening wins the rack.
It's a duplication of dynamism. For the second time this evening, Shane Van Boening off to a flyer, but of course this time he wants to consolidate. Now, down on table 4, watching the Carlo Biado Jason Shaw match intently, here's Michael.
Yeah, Phil, pretty incredible here. I've got players around me watching as well. I mean, it's just the world-class players around me at the tables. I'm trying to walk around and looking at the games going on. Neil's fine. 8-3 down to Rodrigo Geronimo at the moment. Carlo Biado is on the hill against Jason Shaw. He has come back, though, Jason Shaw, and he is on the table at the moment, but it is 10-7. He's 10-7 down. Joshua Fuller, we've literally just seen him, haven't we, on table 1. 2 down to the butcher, Mietsko Forchunsky. Mario He is on the hill against Olivier Schnotsky. And Naoki Oi is currently 1 down to Mark Boisterbosch. Huge names, huge matches. Back to you.
Thanks, Michael.
Back in the 5th rack.
Look at this. Jason Shaw's got a chance to pull
Leading
another
4-0.
one back and turn up the heat.
Yeah, the heat will be turned up. Carlo Biado 10-4 up.
Actually, that was Marco Shooter. Well, you got the right nationality anyway.
Phil, you won't believe how many times I get them two mixed up. It's incredible. I've done it about 3 times today. It's been a long day, though. A long week.
Double Dutch. That's what you're talking.
Oh, wow, you don't miss a trick. Jason Shaw did win that rack. It's now 10-8. There is some real drama brewing up over in that match. We've not seen many big comebacks. Obviously, Shane was 5-0 up on Francisco. That may be the biggest one of the week. But 10-4, Phil. To come back from there in a qualification match, put it this way, if it happens, you will hear it on your TV screens, because surely you'll make some noise.
Well, here, Albin Ouschan needs to come back, just like Francisco Sanchez Ruiz did. History in Atlantic City is repeating itself. Shane Van Boening for the second time tonight, dominant early. Shane Van Boening is a giant of the game tonight. He's trying to book his place in the last 16 of the US Open, a tournament he's won on 5 previous occasions. Well, so far, so good against Albin Ouschan. 5-0 ahead, breaking off in rack 6.
Lovely cue ball control again there from SVB. That is the aim of what he's trying to do, keep that cue ball anywhere in a big circle in the middle of the table. That means you've got pretty much a view of all angles of the table.
10 players so far have secured their place in the last 16. 8, of course, from winners' qualification. 2 so far from the losers' qualification round. Mario He has beaten Oliver Szolnocki from Hungary 11-5. John Morra, he came through 11-6 against Mickey Kraus. And we've grabbed a word with the Canadian.
John, many congratulations. First person through from the losers' side. But I hate that word, and you hate that word too.
Yeah.
Let's change it.
Yeah, I'm a winner. I've lost 1 match, but I've won about 6, so I'm feeling good.
And that's right,
I definitely feel like a winner.
And it's been a long day as well. You can have a relax now.
Yeah, it's great to be done
please.
for the day and just, you know, get some dinner and just get a good rest tonight, and hopefully I can bring my best game tomorrow.
What are you going to have for dinner?
Not sure yet.
No.
Anything's going to taste good tonight.
That's the one. That's the one. Isn't it incredible? I mean, it's great you're through, but you know, we're looking at world-class players still trying to get through. Joshua Filler, Albin Ouschan. This is some tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great tournament. I haven't done this well in the US Open. This is my best result so far, final 16, so I'm really pleased with myself, with my performance, and to do it left-handed. You know, a couple years ago I switched from right to left-handed because of an accident, and you know, it's just amazing that I've come this far and I can still compete at a high level.
Well, that is some story. I mean, that's
At the
very
highest
unheard
level,
of.
yeah.
Extension,
So
please.
yeah, I'm just grateful to be where I'm at.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a
I'm
wonderful
gonna try
story.
to win this thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that is a great way to end. Many, many congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He's a really cool customer. Here's John Morra.
Speaks very well in his interviews. Got a nice tone to his voice, and it is an incredible achievement what he's done there. Fair play, John.
Well, finally, Albin Ouschan can shout Eureka, a ball potted.
Just looking over the arena, I can kind of see a vision of the table between Biado and Shaw. It is 10-8. Shaw was 10-4 down. Biado is at the table, but I can't really seem to see what layout he's got. Looks like he's running the balls out, and he looks like he's got a spring in his step, so it could be the end for Jason Shaw. I think we're going to flick the camera over to it in a moment, so we'll get to see the end. There you see, he's on the 8. Just needs to get position on the 9. That's it, Jason Shaw. You've played good pool this week. You can also be proud of your performance.
Yeah, wow, how about that? Shaw departs. It was a brave fight back, but ultimately he left it too late. Too little too late.
Back to the main table. Albin Ouschan needs these 2 balls to finally get a rack on the board. I wonder if Shane's thinking about his earlier match against Ruiz, because he was 5 up in that.
Albin Ouschan wins the rack.
Here's poor old Shane Van Boening stuck in a time warp. He's hoping not. He's hoping that is just a temporary blip, and it's not the start of something very similar to what happened against the Spaniard. Quietly, you know, the Filipinos are amassing in the last 16. Dennis Acolio's there, Johan Chua's there, Carlo Biado is through, and Rodrigo Geronimo. He leads Niels Feijen now 10-3 on the hill with a very big lead. Also going nicely, Mieszko Fortunski 5-1 up on the defending champion Joshua Filler. Naoki Oi in the early stages against Mark Beisterbosch, who according to Carl Boys is the doppelganger for Marco Tutor. Oi leads 3-1. Yet to start in that losers qualification round, Tutor himself against Darren Appleton.
That's not so bad for Albin. He's going to have a shot at this 1 ball. I think it just sneaks past the 9. Or does it sneak past the 9? Well, he's just having a look now. Very tidy positional shot there. Had to make sure he didn't contact the 2 ball.
Shane Van Boening probably sitting there thinking to himself, not again, please, not again.
Albin Ouschan wins the rack.
But everyone knows the ferociously competitive Albin Ouschan is more than capable of overturning this deficit, which is now reduced to 5-2. Strange call how you get things like this, patterns, mental examinations.
Well, this is Rodrigo Geronimo, Phil, so now we know what it looks like. Kick into the one ball there. It's not bad, actually. He's got distance. So Niels is going to have to come with a good shot there to get back on that red 3.
Yeah, Niels Feijen into this match with a monumental victory over Eklund Kachi. But right on the back foot against the relative unknown. He will never stop fighting, though, we know that.
It's a tidy shot indeed. Keeps his hopes alive. Albin Ouschan to break. He's trailing 5 racks to 2. Loses the cue ball a little bit, but nothing too wild. Now he does have a shot on this one ball. It's a thin one up the rail, and he needs to get the cue ball over on this side of the table because of where the blue 2 is. The 7's kind of blocking it. The good thing is, because this is thin, he's got to hit this pretty hard anyway. So he's going to come off 2 rails, maybe hit the 3rd rail and try and land on this 2. Got to give everything into the pot here. Don't forget about potting the ball because you're worried about the cue ball. Wasn't easy. But he's gifted Shane a real good look at these balls now and where they've finished. It's going to be easier for Shane to get on the 2 than it was Albin. Pool is a game of the mind as well, and Shane, as you said before, Phil, he's got to be thinking about his previous match that he's just lost from 5-0, so really needs to kill these balls off now, get to 6, and he'll have the break.
Because the way he's playing, you know, Carl, so do I think so do all of our viewers, that if he can clear this hurdle, the way he's performing and the way he's motivated, he could go all the way.
Well, the cue ball's caught the 8, and look where it's finished. This is going to be a big shot now for Shane. Was trying to get the cue ball anywhere in the centre of the pool table. Where the 7's positioned, he can focus on potting the ball. Yeah, and he did. Well recovered.
Vindicating what Jeremy Jones has been saying. He's told us a couple of times in commentary he believes that Shane Van Boening is the best tough shot player he's ever seen.
Wasn't a clinical rack from Shane, but it's a rack that he did need.
Shane Van Boening wins the rack.
Needed it badly. The revival of Albin Ouschan for now is only brief. A couple of racks, in fact. Shane Van Boening has regained the winning habit. He's 6-2 ahead. Now, we saw Niels Feijen pot a couple of really good balls over on table 5 a little earlier. Well, he did win rack 15, so Rodrigo Geronimo's lead reduced to 10-5 there. The Filipino still on the hill though. Joshua Filler was 5-1 down to Mieszko Fortunski. That's now 5-3. So the German coming back. Naoki Oi 4-1 up on Mark Bosch. And Marco Shooter and Darren Appleton will begin anytime soon.
The 9th rack, Shane Van Boening to break. He's leading the match by 6 racks to 2.
Van Boening already just a little more than halfway towards a place in the last 16.
That was a nice break. Look at the cue ball there, just comes back and then slows down and stops in the middle of the table. Can't pop this one ball. I'm not sure if he can play a bank into the pocket where he's leaning over. If he can't, maybe he can thin snip it in. Maybe he can just get past the 8. Oh, well, he could get past the 8. So he could see the potting angle. Nice shot there from Shane.
He's got all the moves, hasn't he? He's a pleasure to watch. The big man on campus.
May play rail first here. No, he could just cinch enough at it to hold. For the pink 4 up past this 6.
Lesser players might have struggled to come to terms with the defeat he suffered earlier in this session. Hard to take when you play well and don't get the desired result, but he's bounced back with great aplomb.
Shane Van Boening wins the rack.
The hole in which Albin Ouschan finds himself has just got a little deeper. Shane Van Boening now leads 7-2. Niels Feijen has pulled another frame, another rack back against Rodrigo Geronimo. 10-6 to Geronimo. Mieszko Fortunski doubling up on the title holder. He leads Joshua Filler 6-3. Naoki Oi and Mark Bosch. That's 4-2 in favour of the Japanese court jester. Over on table 8, Darren Appleton and Marco Shooter are just about to begin. And that last 16 is beginning to take real shape. No one leaving here. I think one of the great aspects of today has been the size of the crowd and their involvement in proceedings. They've enjoyed every moment. We started here this morning, bright and early at 10 o'clock local time.
Thank you. It's rack number 10. Shane Van Boening is leading the match by 7 racks to 2 and will break.
And throughout the day, they've revelled in this festival of world-class pool.
Another great break off from Shane. Constantly controlling that cue ball. There's definitely no thin cut this time for Shane. Uses the 3 ball to hold the 1 ball there, and that's a job well done. If Albin kicks at this off 2 rails, he needs to be a little bit careful he doesn't scratch in the corner where that green ball is sitting.
Extension, please.
That's what he's playing, I believe. I think he's trying to go 2 rails and play the cue ball and try and hit that 1 full, send the yellow 1 ball down the table. We see players scratch many times from this position, so don't be surprised if the cue ball goes near that pocket. Played it at a nice pace, but it's no good. He's left Shane a pot.
Joshua Filler now 7-3 down against Mieszko Fortunski. We could be in a situation here where Shane Van Boening is the only player left in the event with his name already on the trophy. And look at this. Geronimo! Rodrigo Geronimo is through. I've been waiting to say that for about 15 minutes. I thought of it and I was praying I had the opportunity to say it.
I nearly jumped out of my skin, Phil.
He's beaten Niels Feijen 11-6. You know, this US Open really is truly open to the world. And a relative unknown has battled all the way through to the penultimate day. Congratulations to him. The dream of Rodrigo is alive. So about that call, a quarter of the last 16 lineup will be from the Philippines.
Yeah, it was a nice safety shot from Shane. That prized open this opportunity, and he's going to take this rack.
Wins the rack.
He's played some brilliant pool in this session. Early on, it counted for nothing against Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, but here against the world 9-ball champion Albin Ouschan, Shane Van Boening has taken command. In New Jersey, USA, it is the US Open. Harrah's Resort is the venue for this, the most sought-after title in pool. Shane Van Boening has won 5 US Opens, but his appetite remains powerful to win a 6th. Another thing that's powerful is break-off. It's working a treat. Van Boening, the last American standing in the tournament. I can tell you the last Brit standing. Darren Appleton has taken the first rack from Marco Shooter.
This is a little thin one. The flick on the 8 is okay. He's not tied that purple 5 up, so that's fine. Just looking at Albin Ouschan sat in his chair, he doesn't look best pleased. Not a lot you can do when you just sat there watching your opponent break and run the racks.
Yeah, and also on the rack, as it were, Joshua Filler, the defending champion, 8-3 down against Mieszko Fortunski from Poland.
Yeah, you can watch that match. It's on table 2 on the Matchroom Tour YouTube channel. Perfect speed again from SVB. So this 9 ball, and it's going to put him ever closer to the magic number 11.
Superb stuff. As it is from Shane Van Boening. There was a bump in the road earlier this evening,
Shane Van Boening
but
wins
now
the
he's
race.
cruising down the interstate. The interstate where the destination is the single elimination last 16 tomorrow. Albin Ouschan will need something monumental to turn this around and transform his flagging fortunes. But Carl, you know, that's what Shane Van Boening can do. When he's on, boy, he's on.
Yeah, that's right. There's not many matches in a winner break format that Shane plays where he doesn't put some kind of break and run little package together.
So just confirmation that both the world 9-ball champion and the defending champion, Ouschan and Filler, are both within
Rack 12.
2
Shane Van
racks
Boening
of
is leading
defeat.
9-2,
2 racks
and will break.
of departure. This was a little cruel for Shane Van Boening. Had the 1 stayed perched over the middle pocket, it would have been infinitely preferable to what happened.
Yeah, so he's on the 3 ball, literally. Is he going to try and bump the 3 off the side rail? That's the rail that it's next to. And just try and get it somewhere just touching that top rail and send the cue ball all the way down off 3 rails behind the 5. That's what he's trying. As he scratched. He's not scratched, but he's potted the 8, so he stays at the table. And it's fortunate because I think he can chop this 3 in. Albin looks disgusted.
Extension, please.
Despises defeat, Albin Ouschan. That's what makes him a great champion. You won't really want to approach him for maybe an hour or so after this, maybe 2 hours or so.
Shane used his extension because he knows this is a big shot. Oh, he's played it well. He has played this well indeed.
He's 38 years of age now, Shane Van Boening.
Correct.
In the prime of his pool career and on the hill. This has been really accomplished from the American. Albin Ouschan, the world 9-ball champion, now within a rack of going home. And look at Mieszko Fortunski The Poles in general have had a really good tournament. It's not been the best of days for them, but it could be capped with one memorable victory. In the battle of the left-handers, Fortunski has this to be 7 ahead, 8 to play. Never in doubt. Joshua Fuller, his hopes of retaining the title are fast receding, hanging by the thinnest thread.
Just like Albin Ouschan's, the current world champ needs a miracle. Shane's going to be playing a push out here.
Push out called. Albin, it's your choice.
It's a really nice position for Shane Van Boening to be in, but he won't be taking his foot off the gas. Strange thing happens in 9-ball pool occasionally, especially when it's winner breaks. He's been reminded of that already this evening. And Ouschan's well capable of getting on a right old roll himself.
It's a messy table. The pink 4 and the purple 5 are tied up. The blue 2 ball. Well, he's fluked the 8. But it's no real good. You can see an edge of the 1.
The fortunes of Fortunski continued to soar. He's almost there.
Extension, please.
Yeah, it looks like the defending champion is going to bow out at this stage of the event. He has made it through to the last match on the left side of the draw. It's no disgrace losing to Fortunski. Oh, this is a real tasty safety shot he's played here. The main object was to get a good 1 ball. Would have been trying to get the cue ball behind the 6, but that's fine. Cue ball's coming round pretty good. It's a little thinner than you would want, but 10-3 up. It's going to cause no problems. Well, Albin, it just goes from bad to worse. Plays a good safety shot, cue ball in behind the 2 balls, and the 1 falls in the pocket. Fortunski needs this 9.
Extension, please.
Mieszko didn't miss. Fortunski loving life. What a result that is. Joshua Fuller will not repeat as the US Open champion. Fortunski defeats him by 11 racks to 3. He realises that's a phenomenal. Last 16 he goes.
Yeah, and Albin Ouschan will be going right behind this 9 ball. Shane's going to lock him up. Albin's going to be kicking in about 10 seconds time. Yep. He's going to kick at this 3 rails, try and come in behind the 2 and leave distance. You miss this ball, Albin, your dream is over. And there you see, look how good he hit that ball. Didn't know where the 2 was going to end up, but he played a great 3-railer to keep the cue ball there.
Yeah, he was on the cliff edge there, wasn't he? But he's just about clinging on. With the defeat of Filler, by the way, I reckon there's only Shane Van Boening and Darren Appleton left in the tournament who've won this thing before. Oh, and Van Boening right now has the Midas touch. In goes the 2. What's more, position on the 4.
Yep, it's been one of them sets. Albin's just smiling, shaking his head. However, look at the positives. You're the current World Pool Champion. You're in the Predator Championship League pool. You're in the Mosconi Cup. It's been a good season.
Yeah, hard to rationalise now, though. It's not going to be Ocean's 11 tonight. Albin's back across the ocean. But he's conqueror this evening. Shane Van Boening will keep those stars and stripes flying high.
Shane Van Boening went to right.
It's a sweet last 16 that will feature Shane Van Boening. Albin Ouschan, the reigning world 9-ball champion, been put to the sword there. Everything went Shane Van Boening's way, and boy, did he take advantage of that. A very good performance after the disappointment of earlier this evening. It was a really comprehensive victory. Well done to the American who's left in this tournament, the sole American, Shane Van Boening, through comprehensively.